Away from Nigeria, Malaysia's daily number of new COVID-19 cases rose to almost 20,000 today from 17,236 yesterday, as the nation saw more infected individuals in places including Selangor, Kuala Lumpur and Johor. The daily number of pandemic-linked deaths, however, fell to 201, while a rare occurrence of zero imported infections was registered today. Health Director General Tan Sri Abdullah said in an update via Facebook that this brought the country's cumulative number of infections to 1.3 million so far. Well, Dr. Chan Chi Kun is a retired professor from University Sains Malaysia in Selangor, now based in Kuala Lumpur. He joins us now virtually. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. COVID-19 infections have surged in Malaysia in recent weeks. From the figures, the third wave appears to be more daunting. Tell us about the containment measures being taken by the Malaysian government to slow the spread.
Well, the most current steps which have been introduced have been instructions for home quarantine for individuals who are suspected or have been tested positive with SARS-CoV-2. So this would include asymptomatic cases as well as those showing mild symptoms. So this would be home quarantine.
Malaysia also closed its international border entry points, and this is except for foreigners leaving the country and for Malaysians returning from overseas. Tell us about travel migration restrictions in place.
At the moment, for arrivals who are fully vaccinated, they're also allowed to do home quarantine and self-observation. As for departures from Malaysia, I think the issue is more the receiving country, because Malaysia is in a rather bad state now. So I suspect there might be some countries some rather wary about receiving arrivals from Malaysia.
You also talked about the quarantine measures. I mean, part of that is the virtual assessment centers. Tell us a bit more about this.
Yes, this is elaboration of my first response again. As I mentioned, the home quarantine would apply to individuals who are suspected or have been tested positive and are either symptomatic or showing mild symptoms. So this virtual COVID assessment centers, those under home quarantine would be instructed to contact the COVID assessment centers in the event they manifested a variety of symptoms. There's a list of about a dozen symptoms like cough, oxygen saturation, discoloration of lips, face. The example of the symptoms, they are advised to be alert to.
Also, Malaysia's decision on Sinovac vaccine raises lots of questions. What's your take on the shot's efficacy against the new and more transmissible variants?
At the moment, 3 vaccines have been approved by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Authority. That's Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Sinovac. At the moment, those approvals are still valid, and the Ministry of Health is closely monitoring the performance of these vaccines, in particular against the more severe outcomes, severe illness, hospitalization, and deaths. So far, the ministry is fairly comfortable with the significant efficacy against this more severe outcomes.
Malaysia has also been ramping up its vaccination program, and this is also to bring the outbreak under control. And you mentioned the types of vaccines so far, but in terms of the speed, how fast is it getting to Malaysians, and are they receptive to the vaccines?
Yes, there is some degree of vaccine hesitancy, but it's not severely crippling situation, crippling situation for the vaccination rollout. As of now, a total of, Malaysian population is about 32 million, and then there are about anywhere between 2 to 4 million migrant workers, counting both documented as well as undocumented migrant workers. So as of now, total of about 25 million doses of vaccines have been administered through the National Immunization Program. And this includes a total of 16 million individuals who have received the first dose and another 9 million who have received the second dose. The intention is that by the end of October, close to 80% of adults should have been vaccinated, fully vaccinated by then.
All right, we'll want to
as of now, yeah.
As of now. All right. Thank you so much for that update. We hope Malaysia and other countries around the world can indeed surmount this. Thank you so much, Dr. Chan Chi Koon, a retired professor from University Sains Malaysia. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Welcome. Thanks. My pleasure. Yeah.